may just be PlayStation Network screwed up.
Why does it do that all the time?
It's probably nothing on your end. It's probably just PlayStation trouble.
God damn it.
Alright, that's the thing.
Well, this was a waste.
Alright, well then do you want us, we could just all die now. We have not enough lives and not enough for artillery to get through here now.
If we dream it, we can, if you dream it, you can achieve it.
Well, I'm not saying it's impossible, but if you need to reset our stream and stuff, we should all just head back to ship.
Alright, well, I'm back on stream, but I think I'm the only person that is experiencing this issue, I swear.
I can't say. I mean, for streaming on YouTube, it's like every now and then it'll happen. Normally it's just a connectivity thing, but...
Well, we killing Gusto.
Yeah, we might just need to redo this whole mission. Everybody can click the, whatever button and click return to ship alone, and then we can...
Yeah, cause like, dude, what's his name? Greg, who streams from his PlayStation, he'll stream for hours, dude, and he does not have this issue. For some reason, I do. And I don't know, maybe if it's like Xfinity or if it has to do with the PlayStation Network or what, but like...
The siege upon managed democracy continues.
Like, I have the best internet that Xfinity offers, and I have a feeling that maybe it's Xfinity. Is anybody there? Hello? Anybody? I'm the only one here. Stream crashed. Yes, it did. Return to ship human, then go back to his. Did we just give up? No, we did not. For whatever reason, my my stream stopped. The lobby is glitched. Okay, hold on. Hold that thought.
The enemy has launched a surprise attack on one of our planets. It needs our aid.
Alright, try again.
Crack open one of the automaton's battery packs, and you'll find bot technology is powered exclusively by injustice.
Holding the thought. It's heavy. It's a heavy thought. How do I... am I just gonna have to restart the game? Because that's gonna restart the stream. I don't know what to do.
Allied Destroyer
wait.
has joined Squadron.
There you go, you're here.
It's alright. Yeah, no, I fully relaunched the game. In a glitched lobby, either the hoster has to relaunch or everyone who wants to join has to.
Bro, I have no idea what's going on. Like, this whole, For whatever reason, and I don't know what it is, I am constantly having this issue where I stream for a couple hours and then it every once in a while will just stop streaming. The broadcast will just stop.
I can't really tell. I know.
It's so weird, dude. But like,
it's different for me. I have, because I run off of the computer, I have like an application that says I can put it to how long I want to stream for and when it will stop when I want it to.
Right. I don't like. I think maybe it has to do. Maybe it has to do with the PS5 being so hot. Like, dude, my fucking right now my PS5 is like cooking.
Full close game battery open.
It says no friends are online. Full close game, then reopen.
Yeah, that's what happened because there was technically this is a glitched lobby, so the only way they can see it is if they fully close the game.
Allied Destroyer has joined Squadron.
Ah. Look, we have a traitor amongst us. Hello, sir.
Alright.
Imposter Among Us?
Whilst we wait for homeboy, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
We are playing a version of Among Us, it looks like.
Yeah, because there's a traitor among us.
I won't kill you.
Nick
Sorry,
says,
okay.
I can't join, but I think I gotta head out anyways because I gotta leave home in an hour and get ready. I have a good one. Alright, we'll see you next time, buddy.
SES, founding father of Audacity.
Hold that thought. Misha, stop it. Why does PS5
I'll be right back.
randomly stop broadcast? Let's see why. For the past couple of months, the stream will cut out of itself randomly through the native PS5 broadcast option, usually about an hour after starting stream. I can restart the stream immediately with no issue, but I never get kicked out of any online games or services. I have all new wiring outside. New modem. PS5 is connected to LAN cable. Interesting. What are they saying? It was a problem on Xbox a while too. I found starting the stream and letting it run for a few seconds before opening a game. Party chat seemed to stop it. Let's see. Interruption, no matter how small, will end your broadcast on PlayStation.
Punch me, boy Bob. I am back. Had to use the restroom. Wrong state. Wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but my...
Spinny.
It says...
Going in circles. You know what we gotta do? I gotta have you come to my ship so you can see my stratagem hero game. So much fun.
Is your PS5 hard?
Mine's
So
active.
do I need to get... Should I get a LAN cable? Is that what I should do? I don't know.
I don't know if that actually helps with streaming off of that or not. I can't say all of my software is on computer. It could just be that streaming off
Aren't
of PlayStation
the
has a
issue
weird cap on
those
it.
I can let's see. The best way to address the issue is to fix the disconnections themselves. You're not going to tech PS5 do better at notifying you when it disconnects. The point is you shouldn't disconnect randomly. Either your connection's unstable or there is another hardwire or software issue. You have to isolate the problem and rule the blah 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 blah. Okay. Whatever. Alright. Alright, let's do
How
one
are
more.
we doing
We'll,
that?
let's do one more mission and then we'll do one more mission and then I gotta call it.
The galaxy awaits your salvation.
Alright, I'm just gonna do the aliens.
The bugaboos. We're going to Katria.
Wait, everything is liberated in the
You just want to do one that has a circle above it.
one that has a circle above it? Okay.
Yeah, the circle with the target mark. That means those are the ones we're effectively targeting.
The operation proceeds smoothly.
Yeah, we can do this.
Initiating FTL jump to the forward
Alright.
system.
Yes.
Yes.
And now our fire shotgun boy will actually be effective against the enemies.
Jump complete.
Thank goodness.
Indeed.
Fire shotgun.
See, unfortunately, fire against robots does like not even half damage, and the fire doesn't last on them.
I don't even have my fire stuff equipped to.
Alright, so let's see here. We have to do this, that. There's spots here to here, so we could potentially drop about here. door over there.
It wouldn't let me. It won't let me click exactly.
You have to very slightly move.
Yeah.
To get it, because if you're out of bounds, then it won't let you do it. It's easier for me to click it because I can pinpoint with mouse. Quasar in case we got Big Boy because we're on tier 4.
I think I've actually lost it. You probably have, son.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Tarnished is losing his mind from fighting Radon.
Oh, Radon. Oh, it's so easy. Love that fight.
Radon get.
After dying to Radon for the 100th time, I've respawned and jumped off a cliff on purpose. I don't know what the hell is happening. You gotta switch your. You gotta switch your build, Tarnished. You gotta do a different build. You gotta try something else.
What build? I can tell you exactly if you say a specific build, I know why you're dying.
What's your build right now, Tarnished? What is it?
Galaxy looks to you for salvation. Let nothing stand in the way of liberty.
Incoming!
Support weapon inbound.
No, I will kill him with this hammer. Oh, he's doing the bonk build.
Oh, no wonder why he's dying so much.
Yeah.
I have beaten every single Dark Souls game with strength, and that is the only, the DLC is the only thing I could not pull 100 with strength. It's ridiculous. The odds of you killing Radon with strength without having, 3 other people hold him in place is, within a 1%.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Main game Radon is super easy to kill with although it's pretty bad. Main game Radon is super easy. DLC cannot be beaten with strength. That's what I'm trying to say. The DLC Radon cannot be beaten with strength.
Lemon, I'm talking about the DLC Radon, not the main game Radon. Yeah, DLC Radon is different. He's more... He... Trying to kill... Oh my god. Trying to... Lemon had the same problems you're having right now. It's different. I feel like... This is just a theory I have. I feel like From Software is trying to, I feel like From Software is subliminally trying to get rid of the bonk build.
Reinforcing! Why did my screen get shake?
Because you got hurt.
Reloading!
You've beaten him once, but you're on New Game Plus 7. It's different, dude. A lot of people who... So I was reading Reddit forums last night about the final fight against Radon, and a lot of people abandoned the bonk build because it was insufficient and not working to take him down.
Well, it's not even that. It's mostly the fact that he is basically a strength counter because you have to get close to him and hit it, but his attacks go through defense and his spells go through defense.
Mateo, what's up?
Meaning that effectively, unless you have 3 other people all using strength and everyone hitting him without dying at all, you will never be able to kill him solo with it. It's just it's that fact. You have to be within the 1 percentile of everyone who's ever played Elden Ring to do it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to switch your build, Tarnished.
Yep, that was me too. I died over 100 times to him, and then I swapped my build and killed him within.
Did you just heal me?
Yeah.
You are now in my favor again, son. You just healed me. I thought you were literally about to smack me with a pistol, and you healed me. I forgive you.
If I just turned around and shoot.
Just to kill you.
I forgive you for everything that you have done. I'm getting good, Lemon. I'm getting good.
If you want to kill Radon with strength, you're never going to kill him.
And now
that's just a statistic fact.
Mateo says, I'm playing Elden Ring for the first time now and struggling enough with the base game. I can't imagine how I'm going to suffer in the DLC. So Mateo, here's what you should do. You should either run a blood build or you should do a strength build. And you should dump everything that you have into either, if you do blood, you should go all arcane, all dexterity, and if you do strength, you should do just all strength, obviously.
If you think you're doing good in the Radon fight, I've already given the 3 steps of it to Richie. First step is you think you're gonna do it. Second step is why, and the third step is after you've gotten to the 3rd phase of this fight, you're just instantaneously dead. There's no point in it.
Some attacks are just too hard to dodge. Exactly. So, Yeah, Mateo, honestly, dude, if you hear me and you just have like the mindset to persevere, you will beat Elden Ring. The main game is, in my opinion, Elden Ring is really easy. It's super easy. The only
Mateo, you playing on PC?
there's only 5 hard bosses in the entire base game, and it all happens later game. Malekith is like the first time where you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And then after that, it becomes
I could help anybody if they're playing PC.
like Malekith is the very first part of the game where it starts to become difficult. Especially if you're running a strength build. If you're running strength, the whole base game is super easy.
Yeah, if you need extra help, you can summon me. I play on PC. I can solo him. I've already done enough difficulty at game.
Like I was able to solo Radon no problem with a strength build in the base game. He was very easy to kill.
I soloed DLC with my build. I did it to prove a point. First time I did it with a group, second time I did it solo, third time I did it with a mimic tier, and then fourth time I did it solo again.
Let's see. I haven't fought Malekith yet. Malekith is like the basically end game. The 5 hard bosses of the final part of the game are definitely Malekith, Melania, obviously, but she's optional. You don't have to kill her. And then you've got... I don't think the Godskin duo is a hard fight. I just think it's kind of bullshit. And then...
Fire Giant.
Am I missing something? And then Radagon and the Elden Beast are easy separated, but the fact that the fight, you have to do them back to back to become Elden Lord is kind of difficult. And that's it.
I believe you're missing Fire Giant.
Oh, the Fire Giant is a piece of shit.
He's not really hard. It's just the fact that, like, even when you're fighting him good, the second the flames awkward hitbox touches you, you're just dead.
Yeah, as soon as you get hit.
Skill issue thing. It's
yeah.
Crappy fire issue.
His giant area damage is just. I don't know. You can now
I don't see how the horse would even help you in the Elden Beast fight. It's just more fun to just run up and smack it.
Yeah, here and now I'm kind of annoyed too. Like, think about all the people that did not have an option to use the horse for the Elden Beast, and now all of a sudden they're like, yeah, let's put the Elden Beast, or let's put Torrent in. You can use the Torrent for the Elden Beast now. I'm so mad that they did that.
I don't recommend using Torrent though, because it has a blade attack it does.
It has another attack that it can do?
Yeah, it like swings 3 times in a row, which sends like a light blade at you.
Really?
You can't get your horse in time.
Better late than never? The giant just has too much health and damage. Yeah, I think so.
No, the health wasn't the part for it. The damage was the only time I ever died the fire giant was when
God damn it.
getting touched by the fire, which made no sense to me because I was like, you know, my build had good fire resistance, but the fire still like insta-killed me. It's like the fire has like a foot area around it, so like even when you're not touching the fire still kills you.
Yeah, Mateo, you can beat Elden Ring, dude. It's a really easy game, especially the bosses that.
The DLC is tough.
But see, that's the thing too. Is everybody was saying, you know, I was genuinely slightly worried when I bought the DLC, and I did not face any of the issues that everybody else is in the DLC game. Like not.
Well, most of the time it was like you got to the part where people were complaining the same time that the patch made it easier.
Are you sure, dude? I don't know.
I'm positive. I was watching the days. It was like the day that they did it was the day that I had fully beat the game. Remember when I came in with telling you I beat it all?
I played it every single day on the opening week.
It wasn't something that had like a huge thing about it. It was just if you had the Erdtree stuff, it made you stronger and more defense even more than it did originally.
Yeah, but that's only the first 10. They only buffed the first 10. I remember reading the patch. It said the first 10 shadow tree fragments you get are boosted. After that, it doesn't.
It still did it for the rest. It still did it. It just didn't last for the last. Like the first 10 were like a major bump, meaning if you had those, statistically you were beating stuff that you shouldn't have when you didn't have them.
So am I not? So does that mean I'm not good at the game then? Cause like.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like it's statistically so much easier after the patch hit than it was before.
The only hard boss that I truly faced was
Somebody shot the.
Was fucking Commander Gaius.
Yeah, no, like if the way that I was struggling in like 2 of the fights, if they had done that patch, I wouldn't have struggled.
Richie is not good at the game, even he doesn't deny it. But like, so if they buffed all of the Shadow Tree fragments, does that mean that I have 0 skill and that I only won based off of my build? Because you could you could technically say that about anybody playing the game after the patch. You could say, oh, the only reason you won is because you got buffed and based off of.
Too. Like you can see that too if you look on YouTube. Everyone that is actually hardcore players are saying the patch is helping people get the wins that shouldn't have had it. Like with the base difficulty, they would not have had it without the patch. That's just the statistics. Like it's like the thing that they were lacking, they got with the patch.
Cause like I persevered through the fucking Lion Dancer, dude. I used my fucking brain and I used my fucking hammer and I killed him.
The Lion Dancer's not what's being talked about. Like,
Richie,
like 3
you really
bosses
take
towards
the
end
wrong
game
meaning
all
and
were
take.
heavily affected by the patch.
I take out of context more than anyone. Okay, but no, like seriously, think about it. Okay, think about what I'm saying here. Okay, if you essentially do if you do anything in the game that like buffs up your character, you're basically saying that anybody could beat the game as long as they buff up their character, or depending on what type of build they use, it makes it easier. So you might as well not play the game at all, ever.
Well, no, that's not the point of it. It's the point being that, like, they'll give you a base level. Say you're level 150 to 200, right?
Yeah.
And you are having a boss that you scientifically cannot beat with your build because of the way the game is. The patch makes it so that you can then beat it with that build that you were not able to do before. Meaning that if you were able to beat something really easily, and then say your build got nerfed, you can no longer beat it with that build. That's what's going on. That's what we're talking about. Not you in particular, but like the whole playstyle of the DLC was really hard. The patch made it not that hard.
Cause like I soloed the whole fucking thing and had almost 0 issue at all. The only.
Indeed, but you were also using Smog. Smog is the easiest part up until the final boss of the DLC mode.
See, but then okay, so is it? Am I only good based on the build I'm using, or am I good because I got good? Because I somehow managed to dodge all the attacks that the boss.
Here's the real point of it, it's the build. Strength is overly broken if you're using front flip slam or if you're using any bit of all strength into a heavy weapon. It deals so much more damage than people running dex, running magic, or running archer builds.
So
it's just the burst damage.
So well then you might as well not play the game at all, because it's like.
Well, that's the point. Like I'm not telling people to change their builds. I'm just saying, statistically speaking, you can beat all of the DLC with it up until the final boss. You will most likely never beat the final boss after thousands of tries of strength, even with the patch.
Tarnish says, Richie, I dodged all the attacks. Me, who watches him tank all of them. Okay, regardless if I tanked them or not, I still won.
Yeah, but you still have you beaten the final DLC yet? Like the final boss?
No.
Then you have not won yet.
So
that's the whole point.
You don't realize this, Tarnished, is that you have a toxic mindset of the game. Like like a lot of people. It's like I might as well not play the game at all, because no matter what. Because like no matter what build I use, someone's gonna be like, oh, well, he's not good. The only reason he's beating any of these bosses is because of the build he's using. But I have tried probably 3 or 4 different types of builds and still have beaten the game. So it's like, none of us might as well play the game at all.
Get away from them.
Because none of us are actually good at the game.
It's like the Pokemon effect. People who have beaten the game with less are better than people who have beaten it with more. That's just how every game ever will be played.
Magic is not...
The easy route out of it is the easiest way.
Mage builds are hated because of PvP? What?
Yeah, no, it's literally like every type of thing, PvE, PvP, whatever you want to call it, there's always some build that makes the game drastically easier than people who aren't using it.
I love how Richie took the meaning out of my context that I am toxic when he himself doesn't deny the statement. I'm saying you are saying, like, whether I tanked the boss or not, whether I tanked the boss or not, I beat the boss. So so everybody has this whole stigma about, oh, you shouldn't use magic, oh, you shouldn't use summons, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that, you're not good at the game if you use magic, you're not good at the game if you do this. But I have played like how most of the toxic people say on like Twitter or any other social media platform, say the only way to play Dark Souls is one-on-one, no summons, no magic, and you should only use a bonk build. That's like how all the old school people play the fucking game, and I play it that way, and then I still have people saying like, oh, well, you know, the only reason that you were able to beat it is because you used the bonk build, and it's like, how the fuck do I play the game then?
That's the only way to do it. They're saying that's the easiest way to do it. Any game that has a very specific way that you can easily win compared to people who have to put time, skill, and effort into it, those are the people that are going to complain. I'm not complaining the fact that I beat the game with, you know, using strength in any of them. I beat the game. People can tell me so whatever, but it's the fact that I had to drop the ball to be able to beat the DLC.
How?
It's impossible.
Tarnished, how am I denying the facts? What facts am I denying? Please tell me. I'm saying that you play Souls games, and the way that you're telling me that I tanked the boss, like, okay, so what? I tanked the boss. Like, who cares? Bro is comparing me to Souls veterans when I started playing 2 years ago. I'm not. I'm asking you.
I don't even see what we're actually getting at here.
How?
Like, you can play how you want to play, but there's no matter what playstyle you do, if you have to change it, you have to change it to win. That's the whole point I'm getting at. Like, I love strength builds, but I'm telling people as a straight fact, you cannot beat the final boss with strength. It's just a given. You have to change it. Not telling people to change the way they want to play. I'm just saying if you want to win,
you denied the fact that you tanked the boss when you were saying that you dodged. I did dodge most of Mesmer's attacks. Go watch me fight Mesmer. I dodged.
Hey, can you melee push me? I am stuck in the ground.
I can't melee.
Yeah, I'm stuck right here. I can't move. Can you kill the bugs next to me at least? I can't move.
Oh no, brother.
If I can tank the boss and still win, how does that make me bad?
There you go.
What about Midra? I was there the entire time.
Thank you.
You kept tanking and attacking, and a lot of the times I ended up dying.
Joining the fray.
I don't understand the logic behind people that play Dark Souls games, dude. I don't get it, because
well, it doesn't matter which game you're playing. It just matters that like if you choose the easy path out, people are gonna say stuff about it.
Because according to a lot of the Souls community, a lot of the people that play Dark Souls, they say that the only actual hard game is Sekiro.
Sekiro's not even hard though. That's just pattern recognition. People who call that hard are people who just run in and try the same method every time.
You kept tanking and attacking, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, and again, I died a lot of the times that I tried to tank Midra. So what is the point?
I don't see what we're negative at here. If the boss is dead, it doesn't matter how you did it. Just, you know, people who do it the harder way have the better bragging rights. That's just any game.
So how should I play the game so that I get the better bragging rights?
Well,
level 1.
Varies to opinion.
level.
I did it at level 150, meaning that I'm at the level where everything is still hard, nothing is given easy, and I can use the build I want.
So how do I gain bragging rights? Do I play level 1 and only level up my weapon? Is that how I do it? Like, is that how I should do it?
It's just if you're talking for Dark Souls, no one has the direct bragging rights, but people do have rights to complain about specific builds. Meaning that if you beat the entire game using the Azure laser beam, where you one-shot every boss by standing still, you are drastically worse than people who actually had to go fighting. If you're using just bomb, you're drastically worse than people who had to just go fighting without crap loads of damage. If you're playing it, you didn't cheat method, you're drastically worse than people who did the game the way it's supposed to be played without cheating boss fights. How's it still alive? Like, if you fully beat the DLC, you don't have to listen to anybody's bad words. You just say, hey, I beat it. Good for you.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, like
you don't have those rights yet until you beat Radon. Then you'll have to say that you've fully beaten all of the DLC.
Beat Radon and killed all the Remembrance bosses in the DLC? I knew you would, Uga.
Well, but Radon is the final boss, so that is the way, like, if you say you beat the DLC, that means you beat Radon.
Wait, but how did you beat it, though? Because we're having a discussion about how the boss gets beat, so how did you do it? If you use summons
I didn't use any summons. I did it just me going in, using a shield, using my poker. The most effective way to do it, I killed him. And then it was like a day after I did it, everyone else started using my exact method.
So
I put my summon side down.
So the argument only ends up being what type of build you use and if the build is cheap or not.
I don't even care about that. I just care about people saying that, you know, it's too hard. The people who are complaining because they're using a build that he drastically counters. 90% of the people that couldn't kill him are complaining because they're using strength or magic, and you cannot kill him with strength or magic.
So then I'm gonna have to play some other way then.
Yeah, I sent you my build. If you use my build, you'll kill him in like 1 or 2 tries, guaranteed.
What's your build?
What I don't seem to get
armor,
is like
lots of poise, a good shield, and then a weapon that either inflicts bleed or crimson rod or bolt. Technically, you need bleed to kill him because it's just too tanky and too heavy hitting.
here's what I don't get, Tarnished. So what I'm saying is that whenever I do beat a boss, you tell me good job, and then later you tell me, oh, you were tanking the boss, so like you didn't technically do a good job. So basically, you didn't say the words. You didn't say the words. You didn't say the words. You tanked the boss, so you did a bad job. But the way you're saying it is like, Richie, you tanked the boss. So basically, what you're saying is, I didn't do a good job. You're telling me that I cheated in some way, right? That's kind of what it sounds like. Richie, you yourself thought when summoning for a boss attack. Wait, hold on, wait. When summoning for a boss back then, that summoning feels like cheating. I don't think I beat the game properly. You yourself said that. I know, and that's why I have refused to do. That's why I've refused to do summons. But now you're telling me a whole new. Now you're telling me a whole new thing where you're saying, you tanked the boss. So without saying it, you're basically telling me that I technically did not do a good job. That I only won because I tanked the boss. But a win is a win, right?
If you want to cut all the ties here, I can tell you something really funny. The creator of the game put out a tweet saying that he beat the game using summons.
Yeah, Miyazaki.
Like, play how you want to play it.
Hidetaka Miyazaki himself uses summons. He says I use. He says I use all of the tools available to me to help me beat the game. I might add using impenetrable thorns at close range is near suicide as it leaves me for almost 2 seconds. Okay, fine, bloody hell. A win is a win without skill. Without skill, okay, fine. I say I have a problem with the with the win.
I have no idea what that sound is.
Fun fact: Miyazaki never played Elden Ring. Yes, he has. He just said he played it the other day on Twitter.
Yeah, the creator of Elden Ring told everybody how he beat it.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he said on Twitter, I used all of the... There's a tweet about it. Exactly.
Yeah, he said he uses the tools. Like, it's in the game for a reason. Use
Okay,
it.
I'll
the only
believe
way
you.
it's not legitimate is if it's, like, actually glitched. Like, there's a bow right now that instant procs when it's not supposed to.
Yes.
That's cheese. That's no cheese. Have you seen that, Richie?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, there's a arm. It's called like the arm bow or whatever. You get it from one of the dudes. Apparently, if you use it, no matter what arrow hits the guy, it will full proc it, even when it's supposed to take lots of arrows to full proc. Meaning that if you go into a dodge and fight right now with that and just dodge and fire, you can kill him in like 6 shots.
Like I've watched people. So occasionally, I will watch a random live stream of somebody playing Elden Ring. And I've seen dudes that were like level 200 something. I've seen dudes that were level 200 something fighting Mesmer, and had like a lifeline that was as big as their television screen, and were dying over and over and over and over and over again. Like it only took me. It only took me about 10 tries to kill Mesmer. So I would say that probably means I have a certain level of skill, regardless of whether or not I'm good at the game.
Well, the level of skill also depends on how you defeated them. If you're using the strongest damage DPS that can kill any boss, no matter who's using the build skill or not, that skill isn't really part of the saying of how you beat it.
Why is the ground...
You said
I can say that as well. Using Bonk requires no skill.
I quit fighting him.
I can say that as someone who's beaten every Elden Ring game, like every Dark Souls game with Bonk, I can already say Bonk requires no skill.
I'm simply saying a statement you said, and now you deny it, saying I'm toxic. I'm saying I didn't say you were toxic. If you heard what I said, I said that you have you're adopting a toxic mindset if you're basically telling me that the only way that I beat the DLC is I tanked all the bosses. Like, you saying that is like having a sort of you're adopting a toxic mindset. Like I did not tank all the bosses. Like, go back and watch me play again. I was simply saying 10 tries you quit fighting him twice. I did not do that. I did not quit fighting him twice. I fought him one night. I attempted him 10 times, maybe 9 or 10 times that night, and then I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go elsewhere. And then I came back later, and if you watch my last stream, where I fight Mesmer, I fought him like 5 times and ended up killing him. Go back, watch your own streams. You quit.
Fully do the fight, yeah, but did go back and beat it. It's a game about being angry. Some people can't play angry, so they halt.
Extraction is available.
I know darn well I took a couple of breathers from fighting bosses.
Uga, I tried to say that, but I got ignored by Tarnish. Uga said you paid for the game, you use whatever the fuck you want. I know.
Well, people aren't saying that. They're saying that if people are going around bragging, saying they beat the game, but they're using the cheesiest method known to man.
Right. So like Tarnish is saying that I tanked all the bosses. That like I didn't win with any skill at all. Like
that's not even a true statement. You aren't using a tank build. Yeah, you used bonk, meaning that you did a lot of damage to them, but that's more of like you bursted most of the bosses. You didn't tank them.
I don't think I quit fighting Mesmer twice. I think I only one night I fought him, and I attempted him, I think 10 times, and then the second time I came back to fight Mesmer. It took me like 5, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know anymore.
Well, it doesn't matter how many tries you do.
I never said I have a problem with you winning. I simply said the statement. Now you yourself deny. What am I? I don't know what I'm denying. What? Can you tell me what I'm denying?
No, to the left. I'm out of ammo, so I can't shoot. I can't shoot my main gun.
I don't have any resupply at all.
shoot from afar, but I can't shoot up close. Just watch this point, there's an active hole. Anybody got any airstrikes left or anything? Just anything. Throw it over here. I'm holding them so they can't.
Oh my god.
That's called democracy.
Oh god, my fire.
Did I shoot you?
You said I myself said that I'm bad at these games. Yes, but in fact, I had no choice but to get good if I fought the boss one-on-one, and I ended up winning, right? I had no choice but to get good. Overall, sure, I'm bad at the game. But
I'd say everyone has some doubts. If you beat the game, technically you had some type of way to do it, whether you get or bad. It's just there will always be bragging rights in games.
Richie, Uga says he is still better than some. Hey, thank you.
No, I'm God. You made it almost all the way through the entire DLC. There are people right now who haven't even made it into
Most people just will quit.
No, it was like, it's the same fact that my buddy Gabe, basically my brother in real life, he couldn't beat like 90% of the DLC bosses, and then I gave him bonk build, and then he floored it all the way to Radon.
Which is crazy. But I have
it was easy for him. And then
I've
he
done
had to swap after he got to Radon.
I've done a blood I've played the game now. I think forgetting Shadow of the Erd Tree, I think this is my 4th playthrough in total. The first time I played the game, I used summons and I used a blood build. And then I thought to myself, you know, I want to see what it's like to play the game without summons. My second playthrough, I used just a giant sword. And then, I ended up beating the game with the giant sword, no summons, no magic, just the giant sword. I used the grafted blade, I think my second playthrough. Third playthrough, I did blood again, and I used the Rivers of Blood that I found out about, and I used Eleanor's pole blade. That was like my whole run was that. And then this most recent time, I used the hammer.
I only really did. I did like 3 playthroughs. First one was learning how to do the stats in game, like allocations. The second one was knowing how to do the strength build I wanted to do, so I did that. And then I have a third one with magic. I don't like dex, so I don't play it.
Let's see.
I'm not a fan of just like dodge rolling nonstop or using rapid attacks to do the same amount of damage as other attacks could do.
I'm just trying to have an interesting conversation. What is considered cheating in the game? Like, what's considered cheating in Elden Ring?
Abuse of power. Like, basically, like, if you're using strength in most parts can be considered a very cheating method because you in 1 or 2 attacks can do what other attacks that like other classes have to do in multiple attacks.
Right.
But that wouldn't really be considered cheating. That's just what strength weapons are. The most cheating is like, you know, spamming bleed, spamming sleep, spamming status effects, it's whatever, but that's like any class has its own form of cheating.
No, I'm asking you, Tarnish, what do you think is considered cheating? Or what do you think is considered requires no skill? I didn't say that you said cheating.
Bonk requires no skill.
So what does require skill?
Magic and dex.
Magic
Magic requires lots of skill. You have to swap between attacks, know how to use every attack, know how to not get a hit while doing the attacks, and have to manage magic.
So if I do a whole magic run, that means I will then be that makes.
Depending on which magic you use, because there are 3 currently broken magic spells that if you use any of them, it null and voids it.
You said
and magic really uses a lot of skill. Like if you're using. Yeah, magic is incredibly easy if you're using Azure, Laser Beam, the Implode, or like, there's one other spell which I can't remember because I hate magic.
Yes, the phrase magic is easy mode is a lie.
Yeah, it's actually quite tough, but it's mostly the fact that people who do it well use lots of skill in it, and then it looks like it's easy. Now Bonk literally requires you to do 2 button inputs. Attack and dodge.
Unknown says she's leaving. I'm sorry, Unknown. Let's see. Laser
Yeah, no,
beam works
it's
only
super
against a
easy.
few select bosses.
No,
So
laser beam can carry you through all of the base Elden Ring. It won't
Moog,
work on any of the DLC though.
Moog is a boss that Comet Azure works on.
Yeah, you can do it on any of them. If you like, I'm just saying, like, if that beam is hitting them, it will melt them. If you have a way to stall them and use it, that beam will insta kill every boss in all of base Elden Ring.
I don't know,
For,
dude.
like, Dex, like if we're going off of like actual skill based stuff, it's literally magic first, Dex second, strength very last.
Strength is very last.
Very last. It takes no skill whatsoever to do strength. You're only allocating points into health, strength, and maybe enough to have somewhat stamina. And all you have to do in reality, if you're using like the best strength build, is click one button.
So then I have no skill apparently.
Well, you have better game knowledge, and you've gotten farther than people using that, meaning that you're better than other people who use strength. But strength in reality is itself just terrible. I'm not saying that you're terrible for using it. I told you that's exactly how I beat every Dark Souls game. I use strength. But it's also that I use my knowledge with strength to be better than people who use strength and just try to run it and never adapt.
But I've also used blood as I've also used bleed and I beat the game.
Another thing that's just adding more jip onto strength. Strength itself can do it. Adding bleed to it just double procs the damage, meaning that it's even less skill than just generic strength.
And here I am typically running melee and magic hybrid. I'm an avid melee player, enjoyer as I am.
For
so
me, I just prefer strength because it's my playstyle. I don't like having to do 110 inputs because my fingers hurt. I have broken hands.
You heard it yourself, Richie. So if I use a whole magic build, then I will be considered good finally. If I beat the game,
I consider anybody who's beaten the game good. Doesn't matter how you beat it. I'm just saying that there are clearly better, methods that are a lot harder to do than what we have chosen.
It's interesting.
It's sort of like, imagine you're playing Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
You can choose one of the 3 starters. If you choose the most booty starter and beat the game, you are better than people who have chose the better starter and relied off the better starter.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
Learn the bosses, that's literally what you need to do.
The entire goal of Elden Ring is to beat the bosses with whatever means you find necessary, and then be the Elden Lord or whatever ending you chose. But if we're going off of other people's opinions, if, say, hypothetically, I have beaten it with every single type of weapon and every single type of skill needed in the game, then my opinion saying that you are bad for using a specific class and only that class holds more ground than people saying, no, it's fine.
Interesting.
Because I know how strong and how hard it is to do.
I've creepily watched some people's streams who were using strength build and they were getting fucking wrecked.
Well, yeah, because I'm just saying it is easy to do strength, but if you put a brain dead weapon into someone's hands who is not using any bit of knowledge, they will still get floored. You can't give people the means to win and then them not use it still. If you're using strength, you can't just run in, never dodge, never do anything, because you will just die. Damage will not win you a game. You also have to dodge.
Yeah. It said, let's see, or Uga said you have a perfect 80-80-80 in all damage stats. You can easily merge melee and some form of range support. Strength builds.
Well, that's the thing though. That means you're level almost the max of all stats, meaning that you are severely over leveled to be considered good in the game.
Strength build needs openings since it often means using big bonk weapons.
Yeah, it's like, imagine if you're already god tier in the game and you can beat the game at level 1. That means you're just good because you know how to defeat every monster using the hardest methods. But it's also the fact that if you give any generic player who has concept of the game a max level player, they could beat the game, of course, but they're doing it via means that no normal person would go through. Like, if you over level every Pokemon in a Pokemon game, you're not as good as people who do challenges where they have to not over level.
Right. I
Strength
get.
is what I would consider too easy.
I guess I get it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, if you beat the whole game with strength, that's fine. You beat the game, you had fun. But I'm saying that it's less impressive than other people who actually had to put more inputs in. Because I've played it myself. You already see. I'm not downgrading you at all. I'm just telling you that, like, if you did it at a certain point, it is drastically easier than if you had to do it before a certain point, as of right now.
Interesting.
Like, before they did the patch, you would never have gotten through phase 1 of Radon with strength.
Yeah.
Because what it does is everything that you currently have, was affected by the patch. You got more damage, more defense. That extra damage that was added was put into the poise needed to knock him over. If you did not have that extra damage from the patch, you would not have knocked him over in the phase 1.
Interesting.
But it still has not given you enough to kill him in phase 2 or 3.
Right. Let's see. Strength. Okay, I already read that. Me having all damage stats at level 80 to eliminate the need for a respec and allowing me to swap builds on the fly.
Yes, but that also means that you have had to over-level your character to whatever 80 times like every stat in the game is, meaning that people who are just playing one build with half of those levels can easily do it.
So if I do a whole magic run,
I tell people my exact stats. I beat the entire game at 150. I have my weapons max leveled because that's what's in the game. I did it with that.
Right, but if I beat the game using magic, that means that I have more.
Yeah, magic by far is the hardest to do it in, but I'm also saying too, like, if you over-level your character, anybody who has beaten the game with less levels has higher call on if you're good or bad.
Interesting.
So, like, I can easily say if people beat the game below 150, they have better say in what I do, but I know strength. I've done strength in every Dark Souls game. I know how easy it is to beat with strength. And I've proved it too by having people who don't use strength use it. They automatically agree it is so much easier.
Let's see. You said magic is hard until you use a carrion slicer?
Yeah, no, magic is hard unless you use the broken magic items that easily make magic stupidly easy.
I don't think the overleveling matters in New Game Plus 20.
No, overleveling doesn't matter at any end game. It just matters that if you're doing it in the point where it matters, which is end game 1. It's not even end game 1, like the beginning game, and maybe up to end game plus 4. If you are extremely over-leveled, you're not beating the game with skill, you're beating the game because you're being carried by the extremely over-leveledness. At end game 24, that's just being psychotic because everything is a meat shield. You have to use anything to do it.
Like, okay, because I'm going through the trophies just the other day, and even the Lion Dancer is not a very high gotten trophy.
Yes, because everyone's using the stuff that is hard to go against him. They're not beating it because they're not changing to the easiest way to beat him, which is strength.
I guess.
Yeah, like, strength is too easy because in reality, like, if you just put a lot of stats into HP or just medallions into HP, and if you're using the Lion's Claw, the front flip, you can kill him in like 4 Lion's Claws. That's 4 inputs. And I did it standing still. I beat his fight in less than 1 minute. That's why, like, I beat all of the DLC within like 3 days of the DLC dropping because of strength. If I was using any other class, I'd still be on like the first boss.
I did not know this. And here I thought I was playing the most difficult way.
No, the most difficult way clearly is honestly like Dex without using bleed or status ailment. Because you will be like, effectively, you'll hit a monster like 100 times and you'll do like 1/100th of its HP.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but that's not saying, like, if you beat the entire game, you beat it, you're good, just whatever. But people still have the rights to call you good or bad depending on the method you use. That will never change no matter what game you play.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess
it's to one its own.
I guess you're right. Ultimately, it doesn't matter.
Hey, you see, you think, what do you think I did? Do you think I'm skillful because I beat the entire DLC? So yes or no,
I would say yeah.
Yeah,
I would say you had I would say you had the mindset to persevere.
Yeah, I tried my hardest to beat it with all bonk. Realized I could not beat it with just bonk, and then swapped to a build. I didn't even look up how to do the build. I just knew a build that would potentially beat just nonstop force, which is what I did.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
What's going on? We're all
No, we're just
talking.
chatting.
We're all
Yeah, we're all
talking.
just having a public debate. No hurt feelings or anything. We're all just having fun.
Yeah, it's just talking.
That's how it is. You know, no one's calling anybody else specifically bad. Like me, you know, you're using strength. I love strength. I'm not calling you bad because you use strength. I'm just saying it is the easiest method.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Some food for thought.
What up?
All right, I gotta get ready for part of the second part of my day. I love you guys. I gotta go.
I love you too,
Peace.
man. Feel free to text me if you want to talk more. Even
Sounds
if it's just
good.
Cyberpunk.
Later.
Bye.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.